Welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You may use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't have to wait until a certain institution is presenting to ask your question. Go ahead and put your questions for any of our institutions in the Q&A at any time today. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Keep in mind, this is one of many different sessions happening, so we'd love for you to sign up for any other additional sessions that look of interest. And lastly, this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Now for our main event, I'm going to turn it over to our presenters, and we're going to kick off today with the University of the Sciences. Whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Jeannie. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, wonderful. I'm going to start my timer. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining the virtual session this evening. My name is Elise Tatterud, and I'm a member of the admission team at USciences. I also have my colleague Sarah True on the session as well. So if you have any questions, as was mentioned, you can type those into the Q&A, and we will tackle them throughout this portion of the presentation and throughout the entire session. Let's get started. We have about 6 minutes, so I'm going to move quickly through our slides here. So University of the Sciences was founded as an institution focused in healthcare and the science fields and research. We have a very strong focus in the healthcare programs in the science realm, and I'm going to talk about the programs in just a moment. We are a private institution, and we're located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in the University City neighborhood. We're actually in our bicentennial year. This year, we've been around for 200 years. So we were founded back in 1821 as Philadelphia College of Pharmacy. On the screen, you'll see a list of all of the bachelor's degree programs that we offer for our students. The programs that have an asterisk indicate the program that offers the pre-med preparatory curriculum. So what that means is that if you are a student who wants to go into medical school, dental school, optometry, veterinary, podiatry, any of those types of professional schools, the majors that you see on the screen are an excellent preparation for that because they have the pre-med curriculum already built in for you. You don't have to worry about taking any additional classes to meet the pre-med requirements. We do have a pre-health track for students who are interested in pursuing those types of pre-health programs. Okay, we also have a number of professional programs. We have 4 professional programs at USciences. 3 of those are direct entry. So those would be pharmacy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. Each of these is a 6-year, 0 to 6 direct entry doctoral program where you learn your entire doctoral degree as well as your bachelor's degree in 6 years on our campus. The great thing about the direct entry programs is that if you know that you want to go into these types of fields, you know you have your spot saved for you for 6 years, and you don't have to worry about taking any type of graduate examination to get into your professional phase. Your spot is saved for you for all 6 years. We also have a physician assistant studies program. Students can pursue the undergraduate portion at USciences in as little as 3 or 4 years, and then apply to go to our graduate portion for 2 years, or to the program at Salus University after pursuing 4 years of undergraduate coursework at USciences. One thing I also like to point out here in terms of academics is our undergraduate research focus. We have over 100 laboratories on campus, so you can do research in really any academic discipline. You can start as early as your first year, second semester. This is really unique for an institution of our size. So that's something that we really focus on here at this university. All right, let's talk a little bit about campus life. As I mentioned before, we're located in Philadelphia, PA in the University City neighborhood. This is a great place to be if you're a student interested in science and healthcare because of all the great locations around us. You can actually walk to 3 hospitals from our campus. So you have access to all those cool hands-on experiences that you need to get into graduate school, professional school, or to go on to get your first job. And Philly's also a great city to be in as well. And there's a lot going on campus too. We have over 60 clubs and organizations, everything from student government to religious groups, special interest organizations, fraternity and sorority life, really something for everyone. And you can always start your own club or org as well. In addition, we have 12 athletic Division II sports that we offer on campus. Athletic grants are available based on the need for our team. If you're not interested in playing at the D2 level, we also have intramural and club sports that are available on campus. Let's jump into housing. So 84% of our first year students reside on campus, and campus housing is guaranteed for the first 2 years. So in the picture, you'll see a picture of our Living and Learning Commons, which is our brand new residence hall. And this is also pictured in the pictures that you see on the screen as well here. The space houses room for over 400 students. And my favorite thing about this residence hall is that you have a double room with a private bathroom. So whenever students visit, they think it seems like a hotel, which it really does. I'm pretty jealous of that residence hall. Okay, so let's quickly talk about how we invest in your education. We do that in 3 different ways. U Sciences offers a fixed tuition and fee structure. So what that means is that there are no tuition and fee increases throughout your 4 or 6 year program. A lot of schools out there increase their costs every year, but we don't have any of those tuition and fee increases. We also invest in you by offering university awards in the form of a merit scholarship, which you're automatically considered for when you apply, or also honor scholarships, athletic awards, or other scholarships like legacy and sibling awards. We also offer need-based aid. We encourage all families to file the FAFSA to be considered for need-based aid that's offered through the university. Let's quickly talk about the admission process and how you become a student at U Sciences. We take the Common application. You can start applying on the Common App on August 1st, prior to your senior year. We operate on a rolling admission policy, which means that the sooner you submit your application, the better. The sooner you'll receive your decision. And it's free to apply. There's no application fee. When we look at your application, we're going to be looking at your transcript. We're going to look at least 1 letter of recommendation, and finally your Common App essay that you'll submit with your application. For 2021, we were test optional. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap up the presentation here by talking about why you should consider University of the Sciences. First of all, it's a proven value. Like I said before, there are no annual tuition and fee increases. And this has really made us one of the most affordable institutions in the region for the types of programs that we offer and the quality of our education. We're in a proven location. As I mentioned before, we're in a great location in the University City neighborhood with access to hospitals and all the clinical settings and research locations. A great place to be if you're going into science and healthcare. Our students are proven in the classroom. We have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So really close-knit community and really small class sizes. And finally, we're ranked #1 in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware, and top 10 in the nation for return on investment 40 years after enrollment among 4-year private schools. So what that means is that the investment that you're making in your education truly pays off over the course of your professional career. And our students are proven everywhere. So we hope you consider U Sciences. If you have any questions, feel free to type this into the Q&A. You can also visit our website to connect with us. There we go. Okay.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, University of the Sciences. We are now going to transition and hear from University of Wisconsin-Madison. Take it away when you're ready.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that I share my screen properly here. Wonderful. So I will go ahead and jump on in. So also start my time so I can make sure that I don't run over here. But welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Mark Swenson, and I'm the Alumni Relations and National Recruitment Manager here in the Office of Admissions and Recruitment at UWMadison. I just popped into the chat some helpful links that can be some great opportunities to dig a little bit deeper into some of the content that I'm going to share with you today in the short period of time that we do have. But I will go ahead and jump on in and just talk a little bit broadly about UW-Madison and kind of who we are. So we are the public flagship institution here in the state of Wisconsin. We have been around as long as the state of Wisconsin has, and we are a large place. So we are a place of 30,000 undergraduate students, and we were going to be welcoming in a class of just over 7,000 new freshmen. Coming from a very small background myself, I am an alumnus of the university. I really loved the diversity of our community and the relationships that I built with students that are coming from incredibly different walks of life than myself. So we do have representation from all 50 states, from 120 countries around the world. And we're very proud, and I'm very proud as the representative for New Jersey, that we had a record number of New Jersey students come and join us, nearly 200 in this last year. To kind of move on again, just to share a little bit more information about us being in the city of Madison. So Madison is the capital of the state of Wisconsin. As you can see right here, you can see our state capitol building, which is located just blocks from our campus, which is located along very scenic Lake Mendota. So Madison is about 250,000 residents again. So a great size for a city in which you're going to be able to have access to a lot of amenities you might find in a much bigger metropolitan area, while still having close access to a place that is very easy to navigate, and it's very much a college town. We have been rated as the #1 college sports town in the country, so if you really do want to have that opportunity to have that school spirit, we do compete in Division I in the Big Ten Conference, and again, that is a big piece of our identity at the university, but I think it is really just a place in which students channel their passion that they have for the university overall through the lens of athletics. So I will not talk about all of these statistics. I don't think that's a great use of our time, but I do want to talk briefly about the Wisconsin idea. What the Wisconsin idea is really our guiding principle, and it's this belief that the knowledge and learning that you're acquiring in the classroom here at UW-Madison should not be bound to the four walls of that room. And it really is this challenge to take that knowledge and in some way better the lives of people in your community, in your state, and across the globe. So it really is this forward-thinking attitude, commitment to others that is very much interwoven into so many of the different academic and extracurricular experiences that you're going to have at the university, and has really driven us to be this nationally and internationally recognized institution and to kind of make it who we are. And it's also very much a significant point of pride for our alumni network that boasts over 400,000 alumni across the globe. We do boast 125 different academic majors. So I think variety is a big takeaway from this presentation, and there's so many ways for you to make a very unique experience to you and truly no one else. So you see that we have our 125 different undergraduate majors across these 8 schools and colleges. I strongly encourage you to continue to build your knowledge about each one of these places should you have interest in one of these areas. We do offer direct entry for freshmen into some of our competitive entry programs, including the School of Business and the College of Engineering, both of which you simply need to indicate a major choice within one of those colleges on your application to UW-Madison, and you'll automatically be considered for direct entry. 2 other programs we offer direct entry to are our dance and music programs as well. Our majors do have varying levels of engagement in terms of gaining access into that major. Many are declarable majors, and some you may need to fill out a supplementary application for at some point during your undergraduate career. Coming in as an undecided student is absolutely okay. I do want to share that large public institutions such as ourselves is a great place to explore and really find what is going to be the best fit for you. That's our job as a higher education institution. We're going to make sure that we can support you in that journey. To talk a little bit about our review, we are not simply throwing GPAs and test scores into a calculator and whatever pops out is how we build the class. We really do leverage a holistic review process, meaning that we're going to be looking at every single element of your application and making that final determination with foremost concern on that academic preparedness piece. So that's really where we're going to be starting our review. We also want to know about you outside of the classroom, how you've been able to engage with things, obviously knowing that COVID has likely impacted your ability to engage with things outside of the classroom, and also your fit for your particular program and for our campus as a whole. We do this by asking that you submit an application to us, either the common application or our University of Wisconsin system application. We have absolutely no preference on which one you choose. We just hope the one that you choose is going to be a better fit for you. That said, we're going to be collecting course and grade information. You can self-report through the common app, but we're going to be taking a strong look far beyond your GPA, really digging in to see, have you challenged yourself within the available academic rigor at your school? And obviously, how have you performed? But asking ourselves a lot of questions along the way to dig much past that number that we see on the surface. We also do require 2 essay prompts, one of which is one of the common app essay prompts, the second of which is specific to us here at UW-Madison. We do require 1 letter of recommendation from an academic source, and this year we are test optional and will be all the way through spring of 2023. So if you choose not to submit a test score to us, that is not detrimental to you whatsoever in the admissions process. I cannot stress that enough. But if you have able to access a score, you feel that the score is representative of who you are as an academic, you can very much submit it to us. We are an early action and regular decision school. So if you get all your materials into us by November 1st, you're going to be guaranteed to hear a decision by the end of January. We do not release decisions on a rolling basis, so there is some patience that comes with this. Beyond that, if you apply with regular decision, you will be able to hear back by the end of March, which is also when our deferred applicants from EA will likely hear. Oh, and if you do want to get more information, oh my gosh, I'm clicking a little bit too quick here. If you do want to get more information, I shared a number of links, as I mentioned, about how you can access some of our virtual visit opportunities, but you can also go to this Go link and request more specific information that is very much specific to you. And with that, I appreciate your attentiveness, and I will go ahead and hand it off to our next colleague. Thank you all for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, University of Wisconsin-Madison. We are now headed to Virginia Commonwealth University. Whenever you're ready.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Sarah Frame. I serve as the Assistant Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at Virginia Commonwealth University. I'm excited to share a little bit more about our lovely university. So we are located in Richmond, Virginia, which is the state capital of Virginia. And VCU has a pretty unique history that can't compare to a lot of other universities. So our history goes back to 1838, but the VCU that you know today was actually formed between a merger of the Richmond Professional Institute and the Medical College of Virginia back in 1968. So we do have a pretty fascinating history that blends both the College of like Humanities and Sciences, so your typical college experience, also with the medical side of things. So VCU as an institution has a very unique community. We are incredibly diverse. Our students often say that that is the one thing that they really do love about our campus environment. So like I said, VCU has a wonderful blend of everything to do with the arts, with business, with medical stuff. So there's a lot of cool things that I'll talk about in just a minute. Like I said, we're located in Richmond, Virginia. So state capital Virginia, some pretty cool things going on in the city. If you're interested in activism, you have the governor's palace mansion, I guess, located in the city. So you can go there and check those out. A lot of our students are very involved in the local government. We have over 150 plus different community partnerships that you can take advantage of. So that experiential learning is a critical piece of the VCU experience. So if you're interested in doing that, please know that there's a lot of pathways that you can take. We have over 8 Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered in Richmond, such as Capital One, Altria Health, among some other folks. So if you're interested in business or entrepreneurship, you have some great networks that you can connect to. Although we are in the city, we do have a wonderful green space kind of system. We have over 550 acres of our James River Park system. So if you're interested in exploring the nearby nature trails or the James River, which runs right through the city of Richmond, you can do that as a VCU student, and it is right there at your fingertips. We're one of the only cities in the country that has level class 4 whitewater rapids. So if you're interested in whitewater rafting in Richmond, you can actually do that here as a student. So pretty cool. In terms of our location, we are centrally located to a lot. We're 2 hours from our nation's capital in DC. We're 2 hours from North Carolina, and we're about 2 hours from the mountains or the beach on either side of Richmond. So great location overall. VCU is a larger institution. We're just over 30,000 students total enrollment, 24,000 of which is going to be our undergraduate student population. So even though that is our size, we still maintain a wonderful student to faculty ratio of 18:1, and our average class size is about 27 students. So even though we are a larger school, we do like to maintain that small school feel. We have a wonderful alumni network, most of which call Richmond their home. So when you're thinking about expanding, past graduation, finding those different job opportunities, there's a really fantastic network that you can be a part of. In terms of our academics, we have over 200 different programs that you can be involved in that span between the arts, that span between engineering, business, humanities and sciences, engineering, a lot of different things that you can do. What's really cool about the programs here at VCU is that they're very collaborative in nature, and we blend the arts with STEM very, very well. So our students love the fact that, they could be doing groundbreaking research Monday morning, but then that evening they're attending their gallery opening. So our arts program is always ranked in the top 5 of arts schools amongst public and private institutions throughout the nation. So it's a fantastic program that you can be a part of, but you can also blend that into your other interests as well. So some pretty great programs that you can take advantage of. Now, in terms of our admissions process, we do rolling admissions. However, we have some priority deadlines that I always recommend students follow. So if you're interested in being considered for our big 3 merit-based scholarships, I recommend applying by November 1st. And that deadline will allow you to be considered as part of that pool to get the most scholarship consideration possible. If you're not interested in merit-based scholarships, or you want some additional time with your application, we recommend applying by January 15th, as that is our regular decision deadline. Essentially, all that means is as long as you apply by January 15th, you are guaranteed to hear back from us by April 1st. In terms of the application, we are a Common App school, so you can access that starting August 1 for any of our rising seniors. So you can fill that out. It'll have an essay portion. You'll have to submit your transcripts. And the way our review process works is we do a holistic review. We were test optional for the fall 2021 application cycle. We have not made a decision yet for fall 2022. Once we do, that information will be posted on our website. As you can see on the screen, we do not have a recommended GPA that you would have to have. We look at the middle 50%. So essentially all that means is, we have 50% of our students fall between that 3.39 and 4.06 weighted GPA, but we also have 25% of our students above and below that range. So definitely keep that in mind. We don't think we have an average student. We take the best and the brightest and the most talented that are willing to come to the VCU community and do what they can to share their talents with the world. If you have any questions, our contact information is on the screen. Feel free to reach out. We have a toll-free number as well as a local number if you're wanting to give us a call. Otherwise, you can reach out to us via email at ugrad@vcu.edu. If you have any questions, again, my name is Sarah Frame. Feel free to reach out via email and I'm happy to assist. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Virginia Commonwealth University. I want to remind everyone today that you can use the Q&A function at any time, and our presenters will be happy to answer your questions. We're now going to head to Wentworth Institute of Technology. Take it away when you're ready. And it looks great, but we can't hear anything yet. Wentworth? We're not hearing anything.
Oh, I apologize about that. I was just between the screen sharing and the PowerPoint. I got a little bit confused, but I'll try to make this as fast as I can. Good evening, everyone. My name is Rob Sliney, and I'm an admissions counselor at Wentworth Institute of Technology. Thank you so much for taking the time this evening to learn more about our community and about the programs that we offer. As seen in the photo, we are located right in the city of Boston, and Wentworth was originally founded in 1904 as a technical school with the purpose of furnishing education in the mechanical arts. But today, Wentworth has grown into a nationally ranked university that specializes in degree programs such as engineering, computer science, design, management, and sciences. And you can see all 20 of our current majors listed here. Our school is divided into 5 separate colleges: the School of Architecture and Design, the School of Computing and Data Science, the School of Engineering, the School of Management, the School of Sciences and Humanities. There are a couple of things I would like to highlight. Our architecture program is an optional 4+1 program, which means that after completing your 4-year bachelor's, where students can follow up with a 1-year master's program. And this master's degree would be a professional degree that is typically required for licensures. Our 2 newest majors are cybersecurity and applied sciences, which we are seeing a large increase of interest in, especially since cybersecurity is such a rapidly emerging field. We also offer 21 different minors. So if you're looking at this list of majors and thinking that there are other topics that you want to hone in on, adding a minor is an option to you as well. So why would you choose to come to Wentworth? You may want to come to Wentworth if you prefer action-oriented learning. Wentworth provides an authentic real-world platform for all of our students throughout their time at school. This is done with our hands-on project-based curriculum and our renowned co-op program. We feel it's especially important for our tech and science and design-heavy majors to give you the spaces and the resources and technology for you to succeed in your majors. And as a result, we have 24 state-of-the-art laboratories and maker spaces on campus that our students can take full advantage of the minute that they do walk on campus. So one of the key differentiators from our program, and one of the things that really emphasizes our action-oriented learning curriculum is our co-op program. Oops, going too fast. So every student is required to complete 2 semesters of co-op here at Wentworth. And if you're not familiar with what a co-op is similar to an internship, except it is full-time, and at Wentworth, you're required to be paid in your co-op position. Almost all majors complete these in their junior and their senior years, with the exception for architecture students who would complete their co-ops during their sophomore and junior years. These co-ops can be done anywhere. A lot of our students like to choose to stay in Boston, but some go back to their home states or choose to explore a new state or a new city. So if you find something in New Jersey or something in the city, as long as it qualifies that it's relevant to your major as well as that it's paying, that would be something that you'd be eligible for. We do have a dedicated team of co-op advisors who walk our students through that process and connect them with resources like resume review, on-campus interviews, and co-op fairs. On the slide, you can see just a small sampling of where our students end up and how their co-op semesters set them up to do so well after graduation. And because our students are graduating with almost 1 full year of real work experience, our students are finding jobs more easily because of the skill sets that they acquired while they were on the co-op. And as the numbers show, 97% of our students accepted a job or were enrolled in a graduate degree program within 6 months of graduation. And the median salary for our students was $64,000 a year. Another key differentiator for our school is our location. Our campus stretches across 31 urban acres across the very hub of Boston, which is a very diverse, dynamic, and tech-focused city. We also have a campus within the city too, with a quad and trees and outdoor places for our students to hang out. Our buildings are all adjacent to each other, so there's no need to have for shuttles around campus. It's all very walkable. We have a bike shelter on campus. Lots of students choose to use public transportation and what have you to get to campus. You are guaranteed 4 years of housing throughout your time at Wentworth, but you're only required to live on campus for 2 years. And Fenway Park is less than a mile away, and the Prudential Center, which is a big landmark in Boston, is also right down the street. And right across from our soccer field is a multitude of museums, including the Museum of Fine Arts Boston. Finally, we are also sandwiched right between 2 MBTA T stops on both the green and orange lines in Boston. So it makes the city really accessible to our students, and it's pretty easy to navigate for anyone that's not familiar with the city yet. So in terms of applying, we will need 4 big things from you. An application. We do accept the common application, and we do have our own application list that's on our website. We would require your high school transcript and 1 letter of recommendation. There is an application fee, but Wentworth is test optional, and we have been for the past 2 years. The decision to submit test scores is entirely yours to make. Admissions will only use your test scores if the scores help you with your chance of being admitted, but you do not need to submit your scores for us for additional scholarships or merit or anything of the like. All students are automatically considered for a merit scholarship. And there may be additional information that would be required for if you were to be an international or transfer student. However, it should be noted that pre-calculus is a requirement for any student that's interested in applied math, applied science, the computer science, cybersecurity, or any of our engineering programs. So if there are any juniors or sophomores out there that are considering whether or not they'd like to pursue any of those areas, and they have a choice of going towards like a calculus route or a statistics route, we at Wentworth would definitely prefer you to go more towards the calculus route if you're going to pursue a computer science, engineering, or applied science or math major. So I don't want to take up too much more time. If you do have any questions, feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help. I also have listed here our general admissions email address as well as our phone number. So don't be shy if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to either answer them or put you in contact with the person that would.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Wentworth Institute of Technology. We're going to go now to William Paterson University, whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Melissa Zola. I'm one of the assistant directors at William Paterson. I have with me one of my colleagues, Kyle, as well. So if you do have any questions, again, put that into the Q&A. We'll be able to help you. So for our presentation today, we just wanted to cover some general info about the university. So at William Paterson, we have a thing called Willpower. So it's where you'll bring your skills, your knowledge. We will give you those tools to be able to enhance those, the resources and support from our faculty and staff so that you can reach your academic career goals. So together, we're here to help you make it happen. So at William Paterson, we are located in Wayne, New Jersey. We're about 28 miles outside of New York City, so it offers some great opportunities for jobs, internships for students, or as just a good time to have some fun, explore. So our students are, all together in that area for sure. We were founded back in 1855 as a school for educators. Over 160 years later, we're doing so many things. We'll cover all of our different majors in just a moment. But we truly have an exceptional value for the price. So you're getting a high quality education at a in-state tuition price. And that also includes our out-of-state and international students receiving that in-state tuition as well. So if we have anyone joining us from out-of-state or an international student, you would receive that in-state tuition, which is just under $14,000 per year. So we want to make sure it's affordable for our students to get that high quality education for sure. We have 43 Fulbright scholars at the university. So there's a lot of faculty who have either done research or taught outside of the United States and have brought that experience back to the to William Paterson's campus. And that just plays into our next point of being one of the most diverse institutions in New Jersey. It is something we're truly proud of. We are a Hispanic serving institution as well. And so we truly embrace the diversity that all of our students bring from all over New Jersey and outside of it as well. So at the university, we support our students in 3 different ways. So you have your academic support, your social and well-being support, and your career support. So no matter what area or what phase in your academic career you're in, we're going to make sure that you have the support you need in order to be successful. At William Paterson, we have our Academic Success Center, our Writing Center. Those are 2 great ways to make sure you're doing well in the classroom. Another class is our willpower class. And so that helps kind of academically and socially. It's a required class for all incoming freshmen, and it does allow you to learn how to be a good college student. So it's a great class to have, especially that transition from high school to college can be a little shaky. So we're there to make sure that you are doing well in everything you need. I used to teach the class myself, and it was a great experience just helping those first year students figure out and navigate what it means to be a student here at William Paterson. We have over 100 clubs and organizations that you can join. There's a lot of things that students can do, and our campus activities, service, and leadership office will support you in doing that. So either joining a club we currently have or starting something new, there's always somewhere you can fit in here at Willie P. And then you have your career support. So when you're ready to be looking for those internships, those jobs after graduation as well, the Career Development Center, Advisement Center will help you figure that out. They are an excellent resource to make sure that once you are ready to take that next step, you're well prepared, not only academically, but with your resume and your interview skills so that you can be successful and land that job. So at William Paterson, we have 5 different colleges with over 250 combinations of majors, minors, and concentrations. So there's a lot of things you can do. So here's our first 2 colleges of a College of Art and Communication, and then our College of Humanities and Social Sciences. You can see these 2 areas with their different majors listed. Just know that with the music department, that is a performance-based program. So if you're interested in any of that, you would have to do a audition process, and then art does have a portfolio process for the BFA program. And then our other 3 colleges are our College of Science and Health, our College of Education, and our College of Business. So again, there's a lot of things that students can do while they're here. These are only the majors that we offer, and there's so many other minors, different concentrations that we have. We have a pre-med program that students can do. And the nice thing about it is that William Paterson, we don't restrict students from double majoring, triple majoring, minoring in 3 different things. Whatever it is your heart's desire is, we're going to support you to make that happen. Our pre-med program does include just a concentration, and you can add that to any major. So you could be an art major, pre-med. So we're going to make sure that you have the support you need to meet your career goals. So to apply to William Paterson, we make it as simple as possible. Our application is available online or through the Common App. So it's up to you however you'd like to do that. Once you submit your application online, you'll need to submit your official documents. So essentially your transcript from your high school needs to be sent over by your counselor. We are test optional for all of our programs at William Paterson. So you do have that ability to not have to submit test scores to complete your application. So just know that we are rolling admissions. So the sooner you're able to submit everything, the sooner we can get everything back to you. And then this is our contact information. So if you do have any questions, our freshman counselors are here and ready to help you out. Thanks again for joining. And if there's questions, we'd be happy to help you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Paterson University. We are going to transition now to West Virginia University, which will be our last presentation of today before we move to the Q&A. So whenever you're ready.
Great, thank you. I'm just going to share my screen and we'll get going here. So let's see, can you see my screen right now?
Yes, it's not in present mode, but it looks good.
Great. Thank you very much. So my name is Jackie Gress. I am an Associate Director in the Office of Admissions at West Virginia University. And today I'm going to show you a short video that I have. I do think that it tells you a lot about our campus life and research that we have going on at WVU. So I'll start that now.
Real Mountaineers, none of that fake stuff. This is West Virginia University, home of Mountaineers. We're talking like real Mountaineers, none of that fake stuff. West Virginia Mountaineers. Of champions, pioneers, record breakers, scholars. And this is our jam. We're home to the largest crime scene training complex in the country, the first institute in the world devoted to studying human memory. And we're making headlines in all these places too. This is WVU, where we do the highest level research, seeking cures, building hope, hunting pulsars, discovering new technologies, proving Einstein's theory. Wait, this list just keeps going. You don't expect me to read all these, do you? This is WVU, where being unique and proud of it is in the blood, where he can find rhythm and engineer his future, where she can compete on the field and on the stage, and where our president can inspire us to be ourselves, which is a pretty good thing to be, where a little grit and determination can literally take you anywhere. I'm gonna go flying. This is WVU, a family of distinct campuses, just a short drive from here, and here. Where a degree opens doors for anyone from anywhere, where you can dig into your passions, create your own niche, and find your purpose. This is WVU. Our students are realizing their own visions, leading their own adventures, and writing their own stories. Shh, whoa, sorry. I forgot we were in a library. And when you become a Mountaineer, you'll never have to go it alone. Because here, our faculty will challenge you and support you. Your fellow students will push you and encourage you. And our alumni will guide you no matter where your journey unfolds. We're a community that works smart and plays smart. We question assumptions and laugh at obstacles. A place where it fits, because we're all in this together. This is West Virginia University. This is home.
All right, so that's just, I think it's a really good video to kind of show you what our campus is about. And also a lot about the personality that really does speak to me when I see it. It is like being on our campus. So just a little bit about WVU. We are a statewide system. We're located in Morgantown, West Virginia. We're about an hour and 15 minutes south of Pittsburgh. All of our campuses do offer career services, dual enrollment, competitive tuition and scholarships that are portable. I represent the Morgantown campus. We have about 29,000 students on in our system. We have 23,000 on the Morgantown campus. We do have hundreds of employers every year that do visit our campus and ask our campus faculty and staff to give student names so that they can have some interviews with students and also for hiring. We have 14 colleges and schools with 140 majors. We also are a D1 quintessential college town. We have 12 residence halls and 30 places to grab food. And we are one of 115 other institutions that are categorized as an R1 research institution. That means we have a high activity level of research. So admissions and scholarships. We do offer a rolling admissions process, and it opens on August 1st. We mail out our decisions as we make them. We did adopt a test optional policy this year, and we do foresee that happening for next year. We haven't had the vote by our Board of Governors just yet, but check back with me in about a month or so. I should have more information. So the application requires an online application, your transcripts or your self-reported courses, test scores if you're not applying test optional, and a $50 fee or a fee waiver. Scholarships, we do have scholarships for both test optional and score senders. So this is our test optional, or I'm sorry, yes, our test optional scholarship here. As you can see, a 3.0 for an out-of-state resident is $5,000 per year, and a 4.2 and above is $12,000 per year. We do have our out-of-state scholarships for students that send scores, and you would look on this grid. It's posted online to see what you would end up with. These are automatic scholarships that are centrally given. We have departmental scholarships as well. I just want to let you know a little bit about our return to campus this year. We did have 4,500 freshmen in the fall safely. We had a lot of success bringing our full student body back just recently. And that's because we have a wonderful medical center on our campus. We have testing available for students. We had plenty of PPE. So if you are nervous about COVID-19, I suggest looking up WVU Return to Campus. We're really proud of the hard work that we put into this and being successful this year. If you'd like to visit, we have a self-guided tour. We also have on-campus visits right now for very small groups. Juniors, we ask that you wait till after May 1st. And we have virtual tour guide live. Any of these types of visits can offer a fee waiver. I'm Jackie, and I'm the Associate Director of Admissions at WVU. I handle South and Central New Jersey, and then Cassie Smith handles North Jersey. And we're here to serve you. So just let us know how we can help, and we're happy to do so. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed speaking with you this evening.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, West Virginia University. And thank you to all of our presenters today. It was wonderful to learn a little bit more about your institutions and your programs. And I'm excited now to have all of our presenters join me on camera. I'm going to briefly share my screen as we kick off a Q&A portion of the event today. So to kick us off here, I'm going to ask all of our presenters to answer the question, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to go with the same order, so we'll kick it off with the University of Sciences.
Yeah, I can start off with that one. So I think the first thing that I would say is definitely connect with your admission counselors and come visit us, come check out the campus, but I'm sure that that's something that probably everyone's going to say. So another more specific piece of advice I would give is to be mindful of who you are asking to write your letters of recommendation. So for example, U Sciences is obviously a science-based school, so we always encourage students to consider asking a math or science teacher to write their letter of recommendation, but I'm sure that can apply across the board as well, depending on what program you're applying to at which school. Maybe you're applying for a drama program and you want to ask your high school director for a letter of recommendation or anything like that. So keep that sort of thing in mind when you're applying.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you. University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Yeah, I'm sure all of us could sit here and talk about this probably all evening. But, you know, I think one thing when you're thinking about building that college list, asking yourself a really simple question of why? Why am I applying to a particular institution? I think can be really important. And if your answer is only, you know, a ranking or perhaps an athletics team, you might want to rethink that and really dig into those things that you're looking for in a particular institution. And just briefly stemming off of that, continue to stay positive through this. You know, college admissions is stressful enough, let alone when we're dealing with a global pandemic. So cut yourself some slack and know that even if that initial plan might not necessarily work out, know that you're going to have some really great options out there, and then that fit and that institution that is going to serve your particular needs is very much out there.
Wonderful, thank you. Virginia Commonwealth University, what advice do you have?
Absolutely. I would say the biggest piece of advice that I give to a lot of students is really think about what you want to put down for your application essay. I see that is prime real estate, I feel, to explain who you are as a person and add more to your story other than just your transcript and test scores. And sometimes students that are kind of right there didn't use their essay to the best of their ability. So sit down, write it a couple times, figure out what you want to share, have some folks read through it and see if it's explaining exactly what you're hoping the reader will get from your essay. So definitely use that. It is prime real estate to let us get to know who you are.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you. Wentworth Institute of Technology, what is your advice?
Sure. So I would say that you shouldn't be shy about listing your extracurricular activities. And just to piggyback off of what Sarah just mentioned about the essays, you know, if you were able to kind of list your extracurricular activities and, you know, give support for it in the essay, that goes a long way in our review process. You know, Wentworth is a school where you have to declare your major on day one. So we really do look for students that, you know, have, you know, displayed a passion for what they're going to school for. So, you know, we read essays all the time where, you know, I started with Legos and, you know, went from robotics club. Now I want to be a mechanical engineer, and that's backed up in their extracurricular activities. You know, if you're able to kind of create a story with your application, with your extracurricular activities, with your essay, that speaks volumes to you as a candidate. Also, if there's anything that you feel like hasn't been anything about your academic or your passion, feel free to use the additional information portion of the application as well. Anything that you feel like isn't properly reflected on the actual application itself that you want the admissions panel to know, certainly don't be shy about using that as well.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you. William Paterson University, what advice do you have?
So I always tell students to own this process. You know, this is you going through your college search, your college application. You know, it should really be about what means the most to you, not what your mom did, your dad did, your family, your big brother, sister, whoever else. This is your chance. So really just own that. If you have questions, you should be the one reaching out to us as admissions counselors. If you're unsure of something, pick up the phone, send a text. We all have numbers you can text. We all have emails. So, you know, you don't have to feel like you have to be on the phone, because I know I don't like being on the phone either. But, you know, being mindful that we're here to help you, but own this process.
Fantastic. Thank you. And we are going to close this question out with West Virginia University.
So one of the things that's always on my mind, but particularly now, because this is what most of my conversations are about right now, is cost and affordability. So I always suggest, you know, before you really launch your college search, sit down and write out the cost of each place that you're looking at. So most notably, your tuition, your fees, the room, and the board. And then anything else. Do you have an airline ticket that you might have to buy? Or are you going to buy a car and have to cover insurance to have the car there? So I always have these conversations with my students. I think they're really important. And don't let that cost and affordability totally put aside any specific university, because you don't know what kind of scholarships you might be getting. And so it's just important that you go in knowing that if these scholarships don't come through, it might not be the best choice for you, or maybe you'll get a full ride. So just keep that in mind. Affordability, make sure you just are practical about that. And then you won't be let down this time in your senior year, because that's the hardest part of my conversations right now, if it's not affordable for a family.
Well, thank you. Thank you all so much. This is one of the best responses I've seen holistically from a group of presenters ever. So everyone who is attending here today is very lucky to get this advice from this group of experts. I want to thank our experts one more time for sharing this information, but I also want to thank all of you who have attended today. My goodness. All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time. And that's just to give you a little bit of information before we wrap up here. As a reminder, all of these sessions have been recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. We do have 2 more sessions of today's event, so you can check those out whenever you are ready if they're of interest. And then also when you close the session today, there will be a 4-question, very quick survey. We'd love if you'd fill it out, give us some feedback, and we hope you enjoyed today's event. All right, everyone, thank you again and have a wonderful rest of your day.